Hi there. So here's a question for you. How do you bounce back from setbacks? The answer is you need to build a crucial soft skill, and that is resilience. Hello, and welcome back to another empowering episode of Empowerment Junction podcast. I'm your host, Olivia Bassi, and as always, I'm so thrilled to have you here with me. This podcast is all about giving you the tools, insights, and strategies you need to write your best-selling story. Whether that's a book, a business, or simply the life you've always dreamed of, each week we dive deep into practical tips and powerful stories to help you stay focused, shift your perspective, and scale to new heights. Today's episode is particularly close to my heart because we are talking about something we all encounter on our journey to success: setbacks. But more importantly, we're exploring resilience. How to bounce back when life knocks you down. Whether you're facing a small hiccup or a major challenge, resilience is the key to not just surviving but thriving. So, if you're ready to turn your setbacks into comebacks, stick around. This episode is packed with actionable advice and inspiration to help you rise stronger and more determined than ever. Right, so setbacks happen, life happens, we already know that. Examples: someone gets the position you were working towards, your big project is a flop, or you get negative feedback from your boss or manager. Or even worse, for most people I know and I've been working with, you don't get a call back from and after that dream job interview. At the time, setbacks are very disappointing. They're just not great to deal with. Rejection can feel devastating, and it does feel devastating. I've been there many times. Go back to a few episodes and I've told you, rejection, it happens all the time. Now you may just want to throw in the towel because, well, what's the point? Oh, but yes, there is a point. So stick around. Recovering from setback can help you get better and stronger. In fact, you could say one of the prerequisites for success is some hurdles along the way that help you build one of the most important soft skills: resilience. As you know, some of the most successful people have failed, sometimes more than once. In fact, most of them, more than once. A few examples here, like the first one, Steven Spielberg, the 3-time Academy Award-winning director, was rejected not once but twice by the University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts. Some of you I know are big fans of Katy Perry. She failed not once, not twice, but with 4 different record labels over 9 years, not months, 9 years before she scored a hit single with I Kissed a Girl. And fancy this one, Walt Disney. Walt Disney was told by his former newspaper editor that he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Think about Walt Disney. Where would we be without all the entertainment we've seen? Can you imagine somebody telling him that he lacked no imagination? And a personal favorite, Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first TV job as an anchor in Baltimore. Can you imagine firing Oprah? She was getting, this was the response they told her, you're getting too emotionally invested in her stories, apparently. How are you supposed to story that is emotional? How are you supposed to run or be an anchor without putting in the emotions? But yeah, there you go. That's what people do. They're very good at criticizing. But that doesn't have to stop you. In fact, what the reason why I'm sharing these stories is by experiencing failures and making mistakes, we learn how to overcome obstacles in the future, how to develop strategies for coping with the expected outcomes, and we become more resilient. And resilience is one of the most important soft skills for the future of work. And even now, even after COVID and what's happening in the world now, resilience really is the key. It's a soft skill that we should all be equipped with. So, if you're ready to tackle your setback head on, these are some of the skills that will help you and some of the strategies that I've used that I hope you can use and put into practice that can help you. The first one is always give yourself time. Give yourself time, whether it's to sulk, give yourself time to absorb what has just happened. It's not easy to simply get over a setback and move on. No. Give yourself a moment to process and feel sorry for yourself. Yes, you can do that, but you don't have to stick there. Go on, take whatever, if it's a few hours, if it's a day, if it's a week, if it's a month, give yourself time. This means you recalibrate, you meditate, you can do Netflix, because I know some people like to do the Netflix. I prefer to just get a really good book and read and absorb myself into that book and forget and close off the world. But everybody's different. Whatever it takes to get you out, to get it out of your system, but don't let it derail you. Don't stop there. Then regroup and get ready to take action. Next strategy, very important, work out what you're dealing with. Before you can bounce back, you need to know what type of setback you're dealing with. For me, I think there's 3 types, and this is how I've defined them after reading so many books and after listening to a few podcasts. The first one I call a speed bump. Now, a speed bump that slows you down or prevents you from doing something, such as someone in your project team or somebody getting sick and you missing that deadline, I call those speed bumps. They're just there to slow you down. The next one is an obstacle that stands in your way, such as not scoring a job interview or not getting that job or whatever, or into that course that you wanted to. And the third one is a lot of the times out of our control. And this could be an illness or an unexpected event like bereavement. Who knows? These are totally out of our control. This is the world, Mother Nature doing what it does. Now, depending on which types of setbacks it is, determines your next action and how you should act. So the next bit is accept what you can't change. As I've told you many times, there's certain things that I know I can change. It's beyond me. It's beyond my control. Now accept what you can change. As an example, do you let traffic, a delayed flight, or a missed train, or a disappointing email ruin your whole day? No, you don't. You can't change that. That train's gone. It probably wasn't meant for you. You hear people saying, oh, thank God I didn't take that flight, because look what happened. So in a way, some of these things are beyond your control. And things like an email, if somebody has sent you a disappointing email, that's also beyond your control, because you can't control people. You can only control yourself. So you won't get anything by trying to change something you have no control over. And a lot of the time, this is people. And a lot of the time, this is a waste of your time and, most important, your energy, which can lead to a host of negative emotions. You going to now have a go at people at the train station or at the airport, whatever. Learn to be the type of person who thinks, okay, I'm just going to pack this here and move on. Pack it very quickly for the things you can't change. Pack them very quickly and learn to move on. The reason I'm saying learn to move on, because you need to now focus your energy again on the things you can control. That's where you take positive action. So the next strategy is to make an action plan. Approach the setback as if doing nothing isn't an option, but don't be hasty. No. Take the time to plan properly to build confidence in your actions. Consider your options. What can you change about the situation? How much risk are you willing to take? For example, if you missed out on the interview, your plan of action would be to review your resume and application. You could ask a friend, if you've got a friend who's got an attention to detail, who's got those keen eye, you can look at perhaps maybe there's some glaring errors or mistakes in your CV. Or if you've got a bit of money, invest in a career coach to help you. And these type of people, they can give you feedback and help you be accountable and remain accountable. And then, as well, depending on how you left it with that recruiter, call them and ask them for feedback. Some are very willing to tell you exactly what they think. And some, depending on what type of recruiter you've been to, because from my experience, some of them are very questionable. But this is not about, I can't share that today. But yes, this is about you. Get in touch with that recruiter. Call them, ask them for feedback. They are all positive steps to set you up for success next time. If the setback still seems a bit overwhelming, just focus on doing a few little things to get the ball rolling. It's about doing something to move forward with your life, however big or small that something is. Do it. Find it. Do it. Don't sit there and wallow in it. Do it. I've already told you first step here. Give yourself time. Watch the Netflix. Recover. Sulk in it. Wallow in it. And then next plan. Let's now get into action. Now, the next strategy is to give yourself a break. I've already told you this is quite important because it helps you recover in many ways. The way I give myself a break sometimes, I've told you, is get a good book, go for a run, go for a walk, listen to music, dance myself up, and just let that tension go. Or sometimes I pray it out. I know this is a prayer one. Anyone can take a dive. If everything in life we did was easy and stress-free, I can tell you now, none of us would ever learn anything and grow. You know that, and you know I'm speaking to you. Yes. It is through setbacks and struggle that you can really challenge yourself. Think more creatively to solve problems and find out what you're made of. Believe it or not, there are even upsides to stress if you flip the way you think about it. I've already told you, setbacks and challenges have really set me to a stepping stone where I have grown and scaled to new heights I never thought I'd be able to get to. This podcast has been motivated because of the setbacks and challenges I've had. And I'm reaching new heights. I'm like, every day is a new open door. And I'm scaling through, and God is telling me this is what you need to do. And this is what you're going to do next. And I feel... Thank God those people came to give me a hard time, because look where I am now. I wouldn't have got to this stage if I didn't experience those setbacks. So I have grown tremendously. I am writing my own blogs, which is something I always wanted to do. But if I was still sat comfortably, I would have never have grown. So I want you to take the same approach, use the same approach and think, what is this moment teaching me? What is this setback teaching me? Is it teaching me something about my character, my personality, or the people around me? What do I need to learn from this experience? Take that moment and fly with it. And I'll tell you what. The truth is, none of us are perfect. We're all human. In fact, what I love about this saying is because for those who know, if you read the Bible, and I'm not talking to just the believer, I'm talking to everybody. If you read the Bible, God even uses the word. When He created the universe and everything, even when He created man, he looked at it and He said it was good. He liked what he saw. It didn't say perfect. So if God is not using perfect, who are we to use perfect? Please give yourself a break. Get up. Stop listening to other people who are lying to you that you've got to be perfect. No, you've just got to get moving. You've just got to put the action. You've just got to get up and do something different than you were doing yesterday. Today, tomorrow is a blank canvas. And it's up to you to let either today's news leave you there, wallowing in it, or rewrite the day for yourself. Your whole life is an ongoing process of figuring it out. So don't beat yourself up. Everything else and everyone else is doing the same. Trust me. It doesn't matter how much they've painted the pictures of their looking all nice and perfect and polished. No. In fact, the ones who look nice and perfect and polished are the ones who, in my... and I'm judging now, so please forgive me. In my opinion, there's many imperfections. So, take this as a I've got to get it sorted. I've got to get it sorted for me. I've got to get it sorted because my life has a purpose. I've got to get it sorted because my tomorrow is definitely guaranteed to be better than today. And I've already told you, when you're having setbacks and challenges, it's because life is telling you, maybe it's a redirection to the new direction, which is scaling you to better heights. Now, the next one, and I'm going to share very, very quickly, the next strategy and the next action and the next point is to avoid the blame game. Just as you need to give yourself a break, give other people a break too. Yes. It's not just about us, me, you. Yes, it's about you, but it's about you living in that community. It's about you empowering yourself so that you can better the community around you. So, when people let you down, projects fail or plans fall apart, it's easy to start laying blame. That is energy you do not even have time for. No, girl, boy, whoever you are, get up and put your energy in the right place. Because this doesn't help anyone, least of all you. You'll spend your time, and in fact, it even drags you down. It drags you to an even darker place and stops you from moving and learning from what life is telling you. If those things are happening, life is telling you still need to learn. Take this as yes, this is a lesson I needed. Learn and take action. Now, the last one is to reflect on the experience. It might feel raw right now, but it's important to reflect on your experience. Learning the lessons that your setbacks deliver is how to build resilience. And that's a soft skill that will set you up for success. When I started this podcast, I advised many of my listeners, invest in a journal. Journaling your thoughts. Journaling the things that are happening to you. Trust me, when you sit back next year at the same time like now, you will see how much of a growth you've had in your life. And I mean growing physically, emotionally, mentally. Everything will have grown from you journaling to say, this is where I was 12 months ago. This is why. And when you look back, because when you journal at that time, you might be journaling from a point of your emotions are... you're feeling very, very conflicted. So your emotions are running wild, and put that on a piece of paper. Don't waste it on other people. Because there's some people, and I'm saying this and I'm being honest, some people like the drama. So they like to hear from you when your emotions are wiling out and when you're really feeling down and really kicked down. That's when they like to hear from you, so they can go, ha ha, you see? We thought you're a superwoman. But and yeah, those are people who are very quick to criticize you, yet those are... I don't want to focus on that type of people, because I don't want to do the blame game. So I'll refocus back to us, the people who want to grow, the people who know that these setbacks are here to get us to be a better person tomorrow. Get us to be empowering the people around us tomorrow. Get us to empower the community. Get us to live the life that has been written for us. Write down what happened or talk about it with a friend if you've got those types of friends. And ask yourself what you could have done differently. Yes, important. Where there are signs that the setback was approaching, it's good to note down the milestones. Did I see this? If you want, I did a video episode on toxic situations. These are the times where maybe you can reflect, I should have done this a little bit different. I should have maybe. That's anytime you meet those types of people, those are the type of people who really, they make you grow. Because you know what, straight from Lauryn Hill's song, don't be a hard rock when you really are a gem. You're a gem. You are a diamond. Now, make sure it shines very brightly. And it will only shine very brightly because if you think about diamonds, when they are mined, they come out very dirty. You have to polish it. So get that polish and let it shine because it's meant to shine. So when you're reflecting, these are the things you need to reflect on. Write whatever is going to motivate you. Affirmations are brilliant at these times. I've already done an episode on affirmations. I use the Bible's affirmations. They are brilliant because they encourage me and they motivate me. So do that. And if you find that there were signs that the setback was approaching, use this as a way to set yourself up for success next time by working out how to avoid the problem and obstacles that led to that setback. And that's what I call growth. Yes, growth. Now, the way you deal with every disappointment, problem, and obstacle is setting you up for how you're going to deal with the next one. You have the power to take action and make changes that help you bounce back. You can build your soft skills and come out the other side in a better position if you stand, or if you started with more resilience. And that's it for today. So I'd just like to thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of resilience. I hope today's episode has given you the strength and strategies to bounce back from whatever challenges you are facing. Remember, as Steve Maraboli wisely said, life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We, and you, by we it's you, get stronger and more resilient. It's in those moments of struggles that we discover our true strength, that you become that diamond. Yes. Shine bright like a diamond, and you're only going to shine bright by going through these setbacks. Now, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a few resources to help you continue building your resilience. If you're a reader, as you know, I'm a big reader, I highly recommend Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. In fact, she's even got a TED Talk. Just go on YouTube and type it. I'll add it obviously to the resources at the end so you can check on the notes. And this book delves into the science behind resilience. Or another book is by Sheryl Sandberg and Adam Grant. And this one offers practical advice on facing adversity. I like both of the books. It's really up to you which one you want to lean to. I mean, as I say, The Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth there's a YouTube TED Talk, so you can have a look at that. Now, for those who prefer to learn online, there's an excellent course on Coursera called Resilience Skills in a Time of Uncertainty. If you haven't signed up to Coursera, please do. There's lots of courses there. Now, this is from the University of Pennsylvania. Now, and by the way, this is free, so there's no excuses. No excuses. We don't make excuses on this community. This means you can access the course materials and lectures without any cost. However, if you want to receive a certificate of completion, there's usually a fee associated with that. So do check it out, do sign up, empower yourself even more. And if you're into apps, Happify and Headspace are great tools to help you build mental resilience through science-based activities and mindfulness exercises. I did a mindful 1-minute session in my previous episode Again, I hope it benefited those who can. I'm trying to get some courses and really improve my mindfulness exercises. And as the Japanese proverb goes, bear this in mind: fall 7 times, stand up 8. It's a simple reminder that resilience isn't about avoiding failure, but about the courage to rise every time you fall. Every time. And if you found this episode and if you found value in today's episode, please share it with somebody who could use a little encouragement. And don't forget, please, to subscribe so you may never miss an episode packed with strategies to empower you on your journey. As you move forward this week, keep this in mind. You, yes, you have the power to turn every setback into a step forward. Remember that. Until next time, stay focused, stay resilient, and keep writing your bestseller story. I'm Olivia Bassi, your host, and this is Empowerment Junction Podcast. Bye for now.